should do the... We can hear audio again now.
I just want this to be closer to us, so that way it's not...
Are you sure? Are you sure it's using that mic and not the camera mic? Seems very hypersensitive.
I'm eating your head. I'm eating your head.
Okay.
I'm doing that camera mic.
Stop farting around. And sit down.
All right.
I don't know. Have you seen it peaked at all?
You know what's funny is technically you could use the laptop webcam along with that camera.
Nope. It's definitely using that mic.
All right. Cool.
2 in 1.
Yeah.
Here we go. Woo! All right.
Let's do it.
You guys want to move this down a little bit if you want?
You do this so convoluted. There's such an easier way.
Dude, we're streaming right now.
That's okay. I'm just gonna make it easier because the camera should go further back.
All right, Brody's gonna help you guys out a little bit. I think the microphone should be a little closer.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
I'm putting this closer, and because it's really just uncomfortable, I'm moving this further back.
There we go.
Cool.
There. It's fine if it's in front of our faces. That's good.
Good. Okay, that should be... Now we're all in comfortable spots.
Awesome!
Oh. I think it could still be closer, but anyway.
All right, what can I open this beer with up? Is this yours or mine?
It's mine.
That's yours. Here, I'll use
Here,
my
just
boot.
give it to me. I'll just use my... All right.
Oh, I've done that. You're gonna break your...
The eyelet.
Yeah, give me. I got it. Yes. There we go.
There you go. We make things work here in VO Atlanta.
So,
Yeah,
gentlemen, where's your drink?
Can we scoot
We
this?
gotta begin with
Can we
toast.
scoot this over a little bit?
Oh, wait, I
me
can
see
move the
this.
camera. Hold on.
Yeah, you moved it this way.
Just move it back some more. It'll be fine.
It won't, because it'll pull off.
All right. There we go. All right. I feel like it needs to be closer. Or
No, we're keeping everyone in shot. Just sit.
all right,
It's fine.
man. Let's see. Let's take a look at the actual chatter if there is any.
Chatter.
The chatterbox. Ah!
Chatter.
Hi,
In the
I'm the
box.
Chatterbox, Brody, and I... Oh, sorry, that's you.
Hey.
I stole your thing. It's not trademarked yet.
Apparently, there's another chatterbox, and we actually met her, but it's not the same spelling. She says chatter with the T.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah. I was talking to this girl, and she was like, "Oh, Chatterbox, that's my business name." And I'm like, "Shit." The Chatterbox, but it's with a T.
So, funny thing, one of the sessions, we'll get to that later, one of the sessions they were talking about trademarking things.
Yeah.
And by the way, because we're live on stream, do not say what you want to trademark if it's not already, because somebody can stream snipe it, okay? So...
Which, go ahead and do. I already have them registered as trade names, so
Yeah,
screw you.
you're just going to be wasting your time, if anything. But we'll tell you the websites which you can use for them. I'm really excited to go over all the information that we've all heard of so far. And this is just day one. This is Friday, right? This is just day one so far.
Ha.
Hey, second. Woof the puns. But we'll tell you the website to get excited.
Woof. No, turn that off. Turn the audio off.
Go over all the
That's not me.
It's your phone, dude.
It's your phone.
My media's down.
Turn your audio off. Hey, Chad, listen to your own
Turn
advice.
my audio
My bad.
off.
My bad.
It's
my
your
bad.
audio.
My bad. My bad. All right. Okay, so we're gonna start this off first by
This way so the glare.
dude, I'm gonna move this microphone forward more.
Good,
Just
I
so it's
like
closer to us. It's just awful when we're hearing all this room reverb because we're in a hotel room doing an impromptu stream. If you guys are gonna talk, feel free to reach in closer to the microphone. I'll move back a little bit.
I'm really uncomfortable right now, so this is the closest I'm probably gonna get.
It's okay. I'm gonna put my hand on your leg right here.
I'm Brody.
That's my arm.
Just to
He's
make sure.
Brody, and he's Brody.
We're all the Brodies.
We're the three bros.
the three beard migos.
Or is it the Bearditos?
The Bearditos?
Bearditos actually. Bearditos.
The Bearditos.
Bearditos?
Oh, yeah.
Bearditos. Beard and
Bearditos.
classy.
Morty. Okay, so
Morty, you can't burp like that on stream, Morty.
here's the thing.
Rick.
For the first time ever, we have 3 members of the CCC team and the C3TV team here at VO Atlanta.
Yep.
We got Brody.
Oh, yeah.
What's going on, Brody voices?
We got Drake.
Oh yeah, what's up, guys?
Also known
And-
as Doc.
also known as the Doctor 470, and you got me, the Chatterbox. So we're here at VO Atlanta, and basically, it's 4 days, and the first day was yesterday, and it was awesome but awful with the little amount of sleep we got and the crazy amount of time we spent and didn't go to sleep until 12:30, which I know isn't too crazy, but that's considering that we've been awake for 40 hours at that point.
Yeah.
Actually, you and I were awake for about 40 hours. Drake only got less than that. He was awake for probably 50 to...
Yeah, it was around 60.
But he held his own probably the most, given that fact, too. Well, amazing. And he actually had some drinks, too, and was friggin' fine. How many shots did you... He had, like... Do we want to talk about that or just go straight into
I
the
don't
actual
know. That's
sessions that we
whatever. It all
He's a,
works.
he's a tank. Let's
He
say
is
that.
a machine.
And I'm DD, so this is the beer that I'm getting off duty.
Yep.
Cheers. By the
Cheers.
way, guys.
Finally.
Congratulations.
Finally
Cheers
got
to
him
you.
to
to
go
VO
down.
Atlanta.
Yeah.
As long as you're over 21.
So it was
The American thing?
Yeah.
all day yesterday. Basically, we got here from the early hours. I got there at 6 in the morning. Brody showed up around 10 o'clock,
Yeah, a little after 10.
and then Drake showed up later on. Me and Brody flew in, and we got there earlier. He would live closer and drove, and he got there later than we did.
Now, Chad's flight, your flight was over 6 hours.
Yeah, I was coming from Seattle, and I had a red eye, so it was pretty shitty because all the turbulence coming from a storm recently. I didn't get much sleep, so that's why I was up for that long period of time.
My flight, thankfully, was only, 2.5 hours?
Yeah.
But still, the night before, I'm not even kidding you, I was lying in bed. I was supposed to get about 5 hours of sleep, but that whole time, even with like a sleep mask on and everything, where it's pitch dark, I couldn't sleep a wink. I kept tossing and turning. I was really excited for
Let's
this.
not use. Let's try to not use.
I'm using
any.
4G.
Oh, you're not using the
He's
Wi-Fi.
not
Yeah.
on the Wi-Fi.
It's just being slow for some reason.
That's probably the stream. Then is probably this, because that was doing the same thing on the Wi-Fi just now.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's not loading chat, so that's probably your phone. Never
Yeah.
mind. Okay, hopefully we're streaming and you guys can all see us. If not, we blame it on the
It still
hotel.
says we're live, so.
Here's the thing, ladies and gents, when we actually get to the part where there's questions or anything like that, even post-stream, we'll context it. And also, we are doing a vlog. It might not be as comprehensive as the live streams because the vlog is mainly me going to Atlanta. Then we really got swamped with all the things that we were learning and networking. And on top of that, there hasn't just been time. Yesterday to the conference, I brought my camera, but I didn't do any recording.
I took some
And then
pictures.
today I didn't. Yeah, I could have taken some pictures. We can always get pictures later, but it's a fantastic time. And honestly, there's no downtime whatsoever. You're bam, 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 nonstop.
Remind me to call my wife. I don't want her to see a live stream and think that I'm like not working.
Chad, can you call your wife right now? She can say hi to the stream.
Oh. Yeah.
Anyways, while he's doing that,
What is that weird swishing on the
we'll
screen?
kind of recap
Oh, what the hell?
the rest
Yeah.
of yesterday.
Is that-
So we landed. I swear to you, it's not even a joke. After we landed, the day continued to carry forward, but it felt like it was far later than it was. Again, probably because we were lack of sleep.
I think it was like 9 o'clock at night when we were like, it's like midnight now. We got to get back.
And can I say, after the networking, because the main day for yesterday was just networking for the most part. We went to get some food. It called the Crab Pot.
The
Yeah,
crab
the
spot. The
crab
crab
spot.
spot.
Crab
We
spot.
don't have that in Canada. For those of you that don't know, I am actually Canadian, and we don't have the crab spot.
Crab spot.
Crab
Crab spot.
Crab spot.
And I had a roasted
Crab
bag
spot.
for the first time yesterday, which
A boil bag. A boil
Boiled
bag.
bag.
boil bag instead of what did I say? Roasted bag.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're boiled crab.
I would
New
have
Orleans boil bag.
actually
Oh, yeah.
a roasted bag sounds pretty good too. A deep fried bag sounds
they
really
actually
good.
had that there.
Wouldn't they just melt? The
You're
bag
right.
would just melt. It's plastic.
Anyway, so the boiled bag is full of like seafood and one potato, which I enjoyed. With like your
But you
choice
got
of
two
spices.
pieces of carrot. Or you got
Wait,
two
corn.
corn.
Corn was
I got
so good.
one. They only gave me one corn cob.
It was so good. I had lemon pepper with medium spice. Really weird combination, but really good. I'd suggest it.
Guys, Chad had to show Brody how to eat the crabs. Yeah.
Oh, do we have a picture of that? We
Yeah, I
do.
think
Can
we
we
should.
share
It was a beautiful bonding
I
experience.
don't think they can see it on the camera.
that? No, I'll bring it up on my phone. I'll see if I can do that because I think we posted that.
Yeah,
somewhere.
It's on the Discord though.
yeah.
That's fine. I'll just bring it up real quick because I have to get up to.
We can just tweet it. And then he'll
Yeah,
look at
I'm gonna tweet it actually. If you guys have Twitter, the tweets, I'll tweet it on my personal accounts, my business account, Brody Voices, at Brody Voices.
Yeah.
And
It's
with that Casting Call
right?
Club tagged as well. So at Casting Call Club, no spaces, no hyphens, no underscores. At castingcall.club, exactly how it sounds, exactly as you see it on the website.
And Brody is spelled Brodie.
Die, bro.
Brodie Voices. And let me just find it. We posted it in Not Work. Should I post the one with the Chad's tutorial? Let's do that one.
I want to get this stream out of the way, so it's not too crazy and we don't take too much time here.
Yeah.
I want to talk about everything that we've done for the last 2 days now. So
It's been intense.
it has been pretty intense. So my voice is almost gone. I don't know if I try to yell, you can hear. Actually, I'm lying. I'm really 16 and I'm finally finishing my puberty.
Hey, I've been through puberty 3 times.
Hey, and it worked out for you.
Oh, yeah.
It finally set. But yesterday was incredible. So basically, I get there at 6:00 and I have nothing to do. I help set up and I start talking to people, meeting people.
Just hold on to it
By
until it sits
by
down.
10:00, I got
Right,
an
right,
hour-long nap on a bench. And I end up
web
just
browser.
talking to people like crazy. And then Brody shows up and we meet up. We take care of the hotel room, all that stuff, rental car.
Here,
We go
tweet.
back to the event, and for like 5 hours straight, we are nonstop shaking hands, talking to people, meeting. There's like 600 people here plus. This is the largest voiceover conference in the world, not just in the nation, in the world.
Yeah, it was, I think, 600 to 700 strong, and it's slowly been growing. So this conference actually started a couple years back where it was just a small meetup, and then all of a sudden they're asking for tutorials, they're asking for training things, and they start bringing in the heavy hitters and whatnot, and then it's grown to what it is today. So I'm very fortunate to be able to come down here all the way from Canada to Atlanta, Georgia, in the States, and learning about crock pots and boil bags and whatnot. But also voiceover stuff.
Yeah. A lot of voiceover, a lot of networking, a lot of socializing, a lot of meeting, a lot of shaking hands, and making a lot of awesome connections. Like just today, if you guys have ever heard of those awesome video games called Metal Gear Solid, Siphon
Stefan,
Stefan, did you meet him?
yeah. I
Oh
actually
yeah, you
met
will.
him.
Oh yeah.
No, it was funny because after you, Chad will tell the story. He misplaced his bag. Chad was the hero after half an hour, and then I bumped into him later and we bonded a little bit. I got to get his business card though because he ran out. That's how popular he is.
Yeah. This guy, he was a voice actor for Metal Gear Solid, Siphon Filter. He's got incredible credits since the 90s for video games, and ever since he's got amazing credits in the in all other areas of voiceover. And he's such an awesome, sweet guy. And he is he French? I think he's French, right?
Well, I think his native background is French, but the guy speaks over 7 languages, and he's learning Japanese at the moment. He speaks a lot of languages. He's a brilliant guy, and he's a worldwide voice actor for a lot of places. I can't remember the names off the top of my head. Do we remember his last name? Stefan.
Cornicard. It's Stefan Cornicard, but the way he says it, since he's kind of French, Stefan Cornicard. Okay, I probably fucking butchered it. My apologies if you're watching this. But he is an awesome guy, and this is the only time so far in this event that I kind of fangirled because I love the Metal Gear series, and he did he did the French localization. Which localization, if you guys don't know, is taking any language, anything that's made in a language, and then translating it over to sell it in a different market in a foreign country, which is incredible because that's a whole. You got a video game that has 20 people cast on it, which is a low number, and then you think of all the different languages it can be taken in. That's 20 times 2 times 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 20 jobs for voice actors turned into 200 jobs. Which is awesome.
And he can do a lot of those because he's multilingual.
Yeah, and it has to be hard, like doing multilingual stuff, because you have to do different mannerisms, different accents, different everything. I mean, just the way they say things is different in different languages. So,
also a thing with dubbing as well. On top of that, to build on that, when you're dubbing, you're not only just repeating what they're saying, you are kind of reinterpreting a lot of the time because. You saying it verbatim doesn't necessarily make sense in that native tongue of what you're translating it into, right? Because it can have completely different context. So they have to understand the language as well as the context which is being said in. Excuse me.
So let's move into talking about these panels real quick. So today we all went to separate panels for like about more than that, man. It's from 10 o'clock until now. It was like 6 or 8 hours. We had to take a lunch. So I'd say 6 hours, and every hour there was a new panel. And the three of us attended different panels. So basically, I'm going to go over one panel, he's going to go over the next, and we're going to do a little round robin between the three of us to talk about kind of the stuff that we covered to see if it would be helpful for you. So I'm going to go first. The first panel I attended was with Ann Ganguza and Tim Keenan, and it was a basic voiceover marketing and business strategy. So we talked about a few things, YouTube and Twitter, and a big takeaway was with YouTube, having a creative content that people can view and refer to is great for SEO and also for marketing back to your own website and your own stuff.
Yep.
Also, when you're doing casting and you're doing projects, make sure that you always verify a company and their experience, and not just to validate them to see if they're okay for you to audition for, but for you to know exactly what kind of work they do, what kind of stuff they require, and also to see if there's any trend in what they desire to get you cast on some of their projects. Creative media. Finding some creative media that's unique to yourself is amazing, because the one thing that works for YouTube is to have some good information and to have some good stuff to put out. But in order to get big on YouTube, you have to have some form of creativity that's original to yourself. You have to take the time to create something that's good. Not just set up no offense to ourselves, but not just set up a camera and a microphone and just talk to it. You need to have some form of creative understanding there.
Well, this is also a live stream, not a video.
It is an informational instructional. It's not something like that.
I don't know if we're posting this to YouTube. So
no, it's going to be up here later for you guys to watch, though, for sure. Also, Google is your friend. Make sure that you Google yourself, see where you're coming up, see what kind of stuff comes up with you as well, and try to get to that. You know, it's funny because I saw this and I thought, the person, Chad Fisher, is actually a composer for a lot of LA, a lot of films and stuff.
But you, on your Twitter account, you have it as Chad W. Fisher.
Exactly.
So do you market yourself as W. Fisher?
I put the W in everything to try to make it a little bit more unique, because this Chad Fisher, he's the guy who wrote and sung the song "I'm No Superman" from Scrubs.
Oh.
His name is Chad Fisher. Yeah, he's got a lot of stuff.
The nostalgia. Oh my god.
I do wish that was me. That's probably a lot of money
He's his own Chad.
Yeah.
Be proud of that. Don't worry.
And don't skimp on your website. That's a big thing. Is make sure that it's great to go to Squarespace and the Wix and or the other websites and make your own website. But every industry is unique. You got to make sure that you are finding people who specifically work in that industry. Making your own demo is one thing, but making a demo that is heard by agents and it's made by somebody who knows what agents want is much better for you in the long run. It's going to make sure that the agents know that you're getting this stuff done by somebody who knows what they want. It helps you out quite a bit. And another thing, so speaking of demos, there's 6 key kinds of commercial demos. When you say commercial, that's like saying character. Character work can be animation, audiobooks, video games. That's technically all character work. And everything is broken down into much smaller areas. So for commercial, you would be talking about corporate industrial is one, e-learning is another, explainer is another, medical narration, audiobooks, and documentary/narration. So these are all different subcategories for demos that you need to consider when you're thinking about commercial work. Also, make sure that if you have a demo on your website, or if you're going to make a website, make your demo downloadable. Agents, producers, and everybody in the industry wants to download a demo if they like it. And if it's not downloadable, half the time, apparently, they'll laugh at you.
And just to say that as well, MP3, in terms of quality, we all know that .wave is one of the industry standards. It's the most high-res file that you can put out there, but it's also the largest. So MP3 is actually okay to have as your downloadable file, because it's a smaller footprint and it's there as a reference. They don't necessarily want to be cluttering up, because if they're downloading all these demos to keep in their library, they don't necessarily want a massive file to limit their space size. So MP3 is actually okay, just in case you're wondering. I
That's
wondered
why
that earlier.
all the pay-to-plays require you to submit via MP3 most of the time. I mean, actually all the time. Most of them are all submit
But
via
always
MP3.
save the original WAV file.
Of
as
course,
well
of course, if
on
you'd
your-
like
on
to.
your-
Or the working
you-
file even on your DAW.
Yeah.
Digital audio workspace.
Also, finding meetups for voice actors is good, but think about this. Do you want to find meetings with colleagues or do you want to find meetings with clients? Find meetups for people that you're trying to look for to do work with, such as I started originally before I even called myself a voice actor, going to video game audio meetups in Seattle to meet video game developers and indie video game developers and find out actually how the audio is needed and used. And that actually has got me quite a bit of work. So think about think about who you want to meet and who you want to work for, at the same time.
Actually, can I touch base on that as well? So, interesting thing that I learned, because there's a bit of a gray area for me, and this directly involves video game auditions. For the most part, if you do end up getting a professional audition, you are not supposed to mince words. For a video game or even like an animation, you are supposed to read exactly what is on there, meaning no contractions. If the character is meant to be saying it is, do not say it's.
Yeah.
Because maybe the character, even though it might be awkward, maybe it is supposed to be awkward. You don't know if it's an alien type. And a lot of times...
Or a nerdy character who wouldn't say, it is very important.
It's because all the lip sync is done ahead of time and all the subtitles are done already for the game.
That actually, for animation for video games, voiceover is normally done first. The voiceover and sound effects.
There's both ways of doing it.
Yeah, because a lot
There's
of the
lip
games
flap
I've worked on,
matching.
it's done.
Oh, well, lip flap matching is ADR looping.
But a
Still
lot of the
video
games
games,
I've been in, they just take the script and make the subtitles ahead of time.
What?
Yeah, it's like, I think it's probably like 50-50 then.
You gotta know what they want. You gotta know what the market wants.
Just do what they want with video games, and
but make sure you read verbatim, and don't. I see a lot of people doing this, and even I've been like, oh yeah, that could be a good idea. Don't do 3 takes. Do 2 takes maximum
for an audition. Yes,
for an audition, do 2 takes maximum, and make sure they're different. Chad and I were talking about this before.
Yeah.
You'll do them in the moment, and you'll listen back, and you'll be like, oh, that's kind of.
Touch base on that one. That
Well-
I got from my meeting.
Well, yeah, we'll go into that.
I mean, it applies here.
Well, I'm gonna finish my notepad and then
Yeah,
we'll move forward.
By all means.
Well, I mean, you can keep saying what you're saying because that's really relevant.
So-
you'll heal yourself
Yeah.
and you'll be like,
You can do your example.
I'm so familiar with my voice that when I hear, I'm familiar with my voice. I'm familiar with my voice. You're like, that's totally different.
But you
That's
listen
totally
back.
different, yeah.
You listen back in post and you realize that actually sounds too similar. You think you're doing different takes and you're trying to give the director an idea of your range, but if you submit that, you have no range. That is not your range. You're basically putting them in the exact same situation.
You sound
and
flat.
just as Chad's about to say, you need to put them in different scenes. Each take needs to be in a different scene, delivered in a different way, as well as not even each take, but each line has to be done in a different scenario, unless previously specified by the director.
And a great way to do that is to do a lead-in. Think about it this way. Think of neutral, plus, and minus. Neutral is whatever, dude. I don't care. So it's like this is my neutral voice. Whatever. And a lead-in would be, we'll give one line. Those crab pots are delicious. You think that's a pretty positive. Let's see how to make that delicious. I don't care, man. Those crab pots are delicious. And then we'll say a positive one. Dude, that was amazing. Those crab pots are delicious.
Dreaded voice crack.
Pardon my voice crack. My voice is going out. That's the positive one. And then do a negative one. Like, this is the most disgusting thing I ever had in my life. Those crab pots are delicious. Which definitely wasn't negative. It's definitely an underhanded compliment, I guess. But do a lead-in in a neutral, positive, and a minus. And that will help you to kind of get a really good variation. It would imagine it a totally different scene. And that's good for getting those 3. So I'm going to finish this off real quick with my notes here. That's it, actually. Let's go to Drake.
All right, so I went to the animation panel, and there was a bunch of different speakers. I didn't write down their names.
Speak up.
So one of the main things I took away from it is don't be afraid to add a fun take to your audition. All right?
Oh, yeah.
Because directors will look at it, and if they so a director looks at your audition, right, and say you have a bunch of flat takes, then you have that fun take in there, and they're like, wow, what? That's amazing. What's with the other takes? I'm gonna ask him to do another audition for this.
So good, much bueno.
Yeah, exactly. Most directors decide in the first 20 to 30 seconds. I did not know this actually. If they're even gonna listen to the rest of your reel, your demo, or your audition.
That was a big thing that was discussed in a lot of these. Was they do one pass. We have 50 auditions. They do one pass, only listening to the first 5 seconds. And out of those first 5 seconds, they cut it down to maybe 10. And then they'll listen to the rest of those 10 auditions in full. And one casting director was even saying that she would take a specific line from that entire script and then use that as her first 5 seconds. You know, like she's like, secretly, I think that this line in this script is the most important. I'm not even going to care about anything else. Just listen to that one script, because it's basically like, let's say you have a character who is like really sinister and talking kind of normally and casually, and then the one thing that comes out is, and then they'll know, they'll see that they, you know, and that one line is what they really want to have the best delivery on.
So did I mishear that? But that's what she puts first. So that's like the punchline. She starts straight out of the gate.
She opens the audition and she goes boom right to 45 seconds, right to 10 seconds, and listens for it. Yeah. So
whatever you think your best in that audition is, put that at the beginning. Put it
in
the beginning.
You got to do that. You got to do the line. You got to do the script as it's read.
Yeah. Well, the script is read. Yeah, but yeah.
What's your best take?
Yeah, your best take goes.
Put your best take first, definitely, because normally you do 2 takes.
Even if it's the fun take.
If
you think it's your best take, put it first.
Absolutely.
So what else do you have written down there? Because we all took pretty extensive notes.
I don't have a lot from this panel because it was one of the more lesser panels. It was not very long. So if your character doesn't have backstory or there's not much in the script, feel free to create a little bit more about your character in your head. I mean, make that character real. Bring them to life, you know? That's one thing I really liked that they were talking about in the panel, is pretty much bring your character to life in your head. Make them your own and just audition. Pretend he's you.
That's like in Always Sunny in Philadelphia when Dee gets cast as an extra and she's like, but I just made up a whole backstory. You know, he's a minor, you know, she's this and that, you know. That's good, because no role is a small role. Make sure that you know who that role is. If they can hear you be authentic and they think that you know exactly who that person is, that can get you cast.
See, it's funny. I was listening to a podcast the other day and they were saying the same thing. But, I wish I could remember the name. I was kind of out of it. I was listening it on the way here. But she was saying that during her career, right, she will subtly put in intonations because she'll have developed her own character. And the person in question was a well-known animation voice actress, right? And she was saying that she will subtly steer the character a specific way. And the director afterwards will kind of notice it and be like, hey, maybe we should run with that, right? Yeah. But she doesn't say it straight from the get-go, right? She kind of creates the character in her own way. And that's how she particularly deals with characters that it's a job, but she doesn't really want to do it. So she kind of puts something in there that makes her smile, makes her happy, and then makes it her own.
And then that director thinks that you are 10 times better. They're like, dude, this person just contributed to this script itself. I've had that happen.
Oh my God.
I was just talking about lead-ins. I've had that happen before when I did a lead-in and they said, oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Let's do another take with that one in. Can you write that down for me to make sure we have that in the script?
Actually, speaking of writing down, was there other things that you wrote down as well?
Yeah, there's 2 more things. Two pretty big things here, right?
Yeah, looking forward to hearing it.
All right, so just because you know someone big is auditioning for a project, don't let that put you out. A director's going to listen to every take until they find the voice actor that they want for that role. And whether it be the big guy or it be you, they're going to listen to all of them. So don't be afraid to audition just because someone bigger than you or better than you in your perception. No one's better than you. Everyone's equal, okay?
We are.
Yeah.
Hugs.
Yeah,
we're all
hugs,
equal. We're all equal. We're all equal. All right.
And the last one here is, don't be afraid to ask the director for feedback. Even if it was just an audition, it can't hurt to ask. And feedback is just helping. You can learn from your feedback and you make yourself better. I mean, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, on that
negative or positive feedback, you learn from both.
On that note, there's a website out there called learningally.org, and it's a company that I work with. It's a nonprofit, and they do book narration. So if you're interested in getting your feet wet in book narration, you can reach out to Michael Kinsley, and you can say that Alex Brody referred you over, and he'll give you a nice little conversation and tell you what it's more about. But the interesting thing is when I met him today, because I finally got to meet him in person, right? I've talked to him for a long time, but
that's always great.
I know, it's so nice. So anyways, we met, and he was like, "Thank you for your work, great work, awesome, amazing." And we kind of chatted and talked on some other things, and then broke away. And then afterwards, I was talking to ACX, because they recently came to Canada at the mid-July, or January, sorry. And again, I'm Canadian, right? So I want to get active in the ACX community for audiobooks, because it's something that I really enjoy.
And they're bringing it to Canada now. They're bringing the open...
They just started in January. Yeah. And as I was talking to them, I thought to myself, I should ask Michael some feedback, like see if he can give me some feedback. So I went over and I was like, "Hey man, do you mind if you give me some feedback?" And he did, and it was so appreciative. So ask for feedback. It's no harm or foul in asking, and honestly, if you don't ask, you'll never know.
I know he said
Brody
this
for feedback all the time.
I know he's already said this, and I know I've said this about 20 times since I've been in the voiceover community. Everybody is different and unique, and you sell what is authentic and what is you, and nobody else is you. So nobody else is truly your competitor if you're selling an authentic version of yourself. So everybody is so willing to just converse and give you this information and tell you their secrets, because they want to help you, and they want to help the client, and they want to help the community. One of the biggest, terms that I keep hearing, the biggest, sayings is a rising tide raises all ships.
Yep.
You know?
Don't sell yourself short.
Yeah.
Do you want me to elaborate on that? Because I can.
Well, are you? Do you got one up
So.
for your next panel?
Oh yeah, I do. I have this right here. So the first panel that I attended today was for, just to make sure. Yeah, David Tyler. Wonderful, fantastic insight. So his panel was from voiceover. Please close the door, Chad. Thanks. He's not using the restroom right now. Anyways, so from voiceover talent to voice entrepreneur. Okay, now this was at 9:45 a.m. This was after the group photo. I can't wait for the group photo, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
That's fantastic. I should probably talk a lot to talk over his peeing noise.
Yeah.
Anyway, so David Taylor. Google him, tweet him, reach out to him if you want. He's a fantastic gentleman. He's been doing voiceover work for about 30 years. I think he said professionally for about 27. Honestly, a real treat and great insight. Being a voice actor is not just being a talent. You need to think of yourself as an entrepreneur, and you have to think of yourself as a business. Yeah. This is something that I basically spoke about to my colleagues, like personally, one-on-one, forever. Register your business. If you're serious about it, if you're not just doing it like volunteer work or anything like that, if it's something that you want to get into and actually make money off of, register your business. Okay, it's very easy in Canada. You can do all of this online. You can do it online in the U.S. as well.
Yeah.
Chad, are you registered?
Yeah, I finally registered with my state and got a business license and everything, and registered trade names, and that was after 2 years of doing this stuff, and I should have done that a long time ago, because now I'm realizing I need an account. Well, I don't need an accountant exactly.
Oh, you should see the stuff that I have written down. Yeah.
Well, keep going.
No, are you a small business or corporation?
I'm a sole proprietor, so small business.
Okay, yeah, that's what I am as well.
LLC?
No, not yet.
Even smaller?
Now, okay, so I'm just going to go over the notes that I have here. It is 3 pages. He was very insightful, and I got a lot of stuff out there. So basically, the gist of it is, don't think voiceover talent, think voiceover entrepreneur, or as he put it, vopreneur. VOpreneur. That's what it is. That flows a little bit better off the tongue too. So, and here's the interesting fact. So I need to get closer for the mic for this, because this is actually huge. Gentlemen, do you think talent is important?
I think talent is one of the facets, but
it's one of the important.
They know I'm baiting them. Okay, this is why.
Okay, yeah. Oh my
So, talent is overrated, and this makes sense. A lot of the times, if you actually critically think about something, a lot of this stuff is common sense. But
True.
You have to have this stuff told to you sometimes because you get caught up in your work, you get caught up in your world, and you don't realize some of the things. Like, for instance, I have to redo my logo, or I have to redo my website, or something. I'm slacking on my website and I need to get that redone. Don't go look at it. Anyways,
Everyone go look at it.
Thanks. I shouldn't have said that. But here's the thing: talent is overrated, and there was a study done which is literally called "Innate Talent, Reality or Myth," and that was done a couple years ago. It's a long read. He showed a bit of it. It's a long read. If you want to get into it, you can take a look. But basically, the point is, great achievement doesn't come from inborn talent. So you don't need talent to succeed. Excuse me. And to build off that, extraordinary achievement isn't determined by experience. So, taking from the guy who did Thomas Edison, who did the light bulb, he wasn't naturally gifted at making light bulbs, right? He figured out 1,000 ways, and this is his quote, he figured out 1,000 ways how not to make a light bulb,
yeah.
right? And he figured out one way to actually make it. So all that experience that he gained, and also you can put that into other fields, of course, right? And put that experience there. But the experience is the key, and also the drive and the ability to continue moving forward.
Bread bros. I put bread bros.
We are the bread bros.
The gist of it is, if you fail, just try again. Learn from your mistakes.
It's not even that. Don't even think of failure. The amount of words that go through a person's head is between 300 to 10,000 a minute. I believe that was the correct number. Let me just double check here.
Not when you're drinking.
No, well, that's where the 300 comes in, right?
300.
So between 300 and I believe 10,000.
Yeah.
Or probably 3,000. 300. I'm sorry. 300 to 1,000 per minute is how many words go through your head. If all of those words are negative, think how far you're going to get. You're not going to get very far. Now, what he compared it to was Hell Week for Navy SEALs, right?
Oh, jeez.
As soon as they realized that self-motivation and your inner voice is important, and they started treating and training sales about self-motivation.
Can I do a shout out real quick?
Yeah, of course, by all means.
So Red Star Eclipse said, "Thanks you guys. My voice was discovered by some pretty big people, so much so that I got a role in My Hero Academia."
Awesome.
So that's awesome. That's
awesome, dude.
That's really awesome. What CCC was made for. I was a missile technician. I was a wrench turning grunt in the Navy, and I wanted to become a voice actor, and I didn't know what to do. And CCC is what really helped me make that transition before I got out, to realize, holy cow, I want to use a bigger word than that. Holy shit, I could do this. This could be a career. I can make money doing this, and it's awesome. Yeah. And here's the funny thing. You said talent isn't as important. The guy who read for Gurr from Invader Zim, a incredibly loved character from a cartoon, he was a bumbling fool when he went in for his audition. The first guy said, this dude didn't do any of his lines as written. He didn't say anything the right way. He was just like, he was like, he was horrible. And someone said, dude, that is Gurr. He is the embodiment of that character.
Yeah. And
because of that, he got cast.
Which that is not the norm, by the way. Don't go into an audition unprepared.
Yeah. But what I mean to say is, he was authentic to himself.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And that's what he sold.
Here's another thing, which I learned from David Tyler. Voices in general can be replaced, right? You might be shocked by that, but voices, there's always somebody ready to fill your spot. They don't want to hire voices, they want to hire you, okay? The interesting thing is that you are your brand. A lot of people don't realize this. You are your brand. So you need to make sure you present yourself in a professional way. You are a business. Think of it as a business. Don't think of it as certain ideas. Put systems in place, right? The example he used was McDonald's. Put your hand up if you worked at McDonald's. All right, Chad.
I worked at McDonald's back in Wisconsin when I was my last year in high school.
So I'm going to turn this into an impromptu interview. Chad, McDonald's had systems in place. It wasn't kind of like a hokey pokey, kind of do this, let's kind of make a burger, kind of throw this. Everything was regimented, similar to the army in a sense.
Exactly. I actually got all my strikes because, one, I said, I want to make a burger that I know people want to eat. And they said, no, this is the plaque. This is how you make the burger. So I was taking off burgers because I didn't make the way. So I gave too much lettuce or...
Here's the thing. McDonald's is a fantastic business. Some people might have gripes with it, but the reason why they're so successful is because they have systems in place. You want to think of your voiceover business, the entrepreneur. You want to think of your voiceover business as something that you can hand off to somebody else. So Brody Voices, if I handed it off to Chad, you want to have systems in place that are easily transferable. No, I'm okay. Easily transferable to somebody else. You want to have kind of something that you follow innately, and there's no budging left or right. It's how you do it. You do it this way, and that's the only way, and it's always that way, so that you can kind of hold yourself accountable, right? Don't break the table.
You are the business, and your voice is what you're selling.
Right. So
I got a quote for that.
Go ahead.
You are your best impression, so be yourself.
Chad loves that quote.
That's a Chad Fisher original, man. I'm
What was that quote
pending
that I did the other day?
Not pending. I'm coining that.
I don't know. You're coining it? Okay. Well, keep in mind, I'm going to talk about
the quote the
trademarking as
other
well.
day. Oh, that's actually 151. Oh, yeah, that was a good quote. That surprised me.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, I ordered the most expensive rum they had, and I drank 3 shots, and I gave Chad 1.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know what it was. I saw it was clear liquid. I thought it was. I don't know if that was water.
I remember that.
Let's.
I said, "Here, drink this."
That's not what we're here for. Let's
continue.
go for it.
Back to this. Again, think of your voiceover endeavor as a business, because ultimately that is what it is. If you want to make this something that's a career, you want to think about things like taxes. You want to have people on your team. You want to build your team, right? So you want to have an accountant. You want to have a designer. You want to have a web creator. You want to have a lawyer. Lawyers are huge. If you see a contract that you're a little iffy about, you don't necessarily have to have one on retainer. And again, I'm pretty much paraphrasing exactly what David Tyler said. So it's great because I'm telling you guys what I was learning, which helps me internalize this, right? Some of it, again, we already know, but for the most part, it's important, and that's why we know it, right? But again, full credit to David Tyler. Shout out again to him, okay? So make sure you're growing and make sure you're keeping all these things in mind in terms of a business. Make sure you have systems in place, right? Even though you're your own brand and you're not going to be handing off your business, think of it as such. Because that way, moving forward, you're going to be sound waves. You're going to be thinking of how to make things more streamlined. Moving forward from that, because you guys are probably tired of me hearing about that. He was talking about different keys. Defining your version of success. So, what are your versions of success for a voiceover business or just business in general? What is your definition of success? And this is interesting.
For me, I would say making $60,000 at least is that's the upper end of middle class in most of America is $60,000. And in my opinion, if I make that goal, I will be considering myself a successful professional voice actor.
Well, first of all, professional is in the quality as well.
Exactly.
So you're already professional. Don't go sell yourself short. Okay.
Thank you, buddy.
Don't worry. What's your definition of success?
Doing what I enjoy.
Oh my gosh.
Interesting. So Chad gave the basic definition of a U.S. citizen.
Come on.
No, I'm dead serious. There was a study done. The U.S. citizen.
Happiness is knowing that my bills are paid and that my wife can sleep happily.
But the answer is money related.
Yeah.
Drake, and funny thing, people have asked him if he's Canadian too today. So I guess he is almost an honorary Canadian.
Well, I spent too much
No,
time.
I think at this point Brody has given him honorary Canadian status. Actually,
I'm honorary Canadian. I'm honored, Brody. I'm honored.
Was that a pun? It was almost a dad pun, just a bad pun.
It is
a bad pun.
Yeah, that's a Buford. That's a Buford joke for you guys who don't know Buford Taylor. There you go.
If you know Buford, he's a comedian, and he insinuated that, not me. I think he can be funny.
No, it's fireworks because it was awesome.
Fireworks go up, my friend.
Unless,
but then they come back down.
but sometimes
Anyways,
what goes
bad,
up must
yeah.
come down. It's the laws of physics.
The Canadian definition is standard the Canadian definition is standard of living. Funnily enough, that means going on vacation. That means being your own boss. That means being able to go away when you want.
Yeah.
Not asking your boss, hey, can I take time off with my family?
With you?
I only have one return ticket, I'm sorry. And I don't think you'll fit in my luggage. You're taller than me.
Dang.
So
right.
there's a few other things as well, but ultimately the whole take is, let's see.
So we started the stream a little late, so I think we're going to finish it a little late just so we can get out everything for you guys.
Yep.
We apologize for that, too. This hotel internet was kind of wonky, so thank you, everybody, for being here, though. We really appreciate it, and I hope you guys appreciate all the nuggets we got for you.
Yeah, we're really happy to have you guys here watching, and any of you that are watching afterwards, too.
And again,
feel free to leave a comment, because we will comment back.
Yeah, we'll answer any questions that you guys have.
Back to Brody.
The greatest teacher... failure is.
The greatest teacher failure is.
Now that was Red Star again.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true.
So that was Yoda. Sorry, that was Red Star quoting Yoda. Is what it is. Now, I'm going to touch base quickly on this just so we can get this ball moving. Website, have your website up and running again. I.e., as I said earlier, I'm slacking on that. I need to have mine rebranded, rebuilt. I've done it a while ago. It's not representative of who I am anymore. It's very dated, and I'm kind of embarrassed about it. But I'm being completely transparent and candid about that. Because if there's something that I can take away from it and share that with you, then ultimately, your website, make it proper. And also your demos, if somebody lands on your page, keep your demos above fold, which is basically at the top of your page, okay? So they're there, they want to listen to your demo because they know you're a voiceover talent. They want to hear what you sound like. They don't want to go scrolling through a bunch of stuff. Too long, didn't read. That's today's society, right? So just have it at the beginning. If they want to peruse more, they can, okay?
One thing on that.
Yeah.
Don't have your demo autoplay when they go to the website, though. People do not like that. That will drive them away.
And make sure it's downloadable, like we said before.
Downloadable.
And to touch base on that, Drake just insinuated you're going to have one demo. I'll say that again.
Or demos. Yeah.
Drake just insinuated that you're going to have one demo because don't have your demo autoplay. You want to make sure you have multiple demos on your website. Don't just have one, unless that is completely the only thing that you're ever going to be into. But for like if it's animation, have animation. That can be a standardized demo for the most part to show your range. But if you're going to be into like corporate, for instance, there's different reads. There's the soft sell, the hard sell. You can break those up, and that's acceptable, right? But don't, for the love of Jesus and
Mother Mary, Joseph.
I don't want to bring religion into this. For the love of all the gods out there, don't have your demo being longer than 60 seconds to a minute 30 to 90 seconds. Anything over that is way too long. And a lot of not a lot, but I've seen people just starting out, and they'll have it like 5 minutes. They'll have it not edited. They'll not have it not condensed. Or mastered even, right?
Oh, yeah.
A potential client is going to listen to possibly the first like 3 seconds, and if they don't like it to begin with and they see that it's like 90 or that they see it like 2 minutes, they're out of there. They're out of there. So
one big nugget for that too, Eric Romanowski, he's a good promo guy. He pointed out that SoundCloud may be an okay platform, but it's not great as a professional. Name drop to VoiceZam. VoiceZam is a great platform to have each of your files named individually by the spot. Be like Progressive, E-Trade, and then you have all those spots as a 5 to 10, 15 second spot clickable, not just one straight audio file. Because with SoundCloud, you click on it, you listen to it, and it'll go to the next thing.
Yep.
And let's say your SoundCloud is clouded with a bunch of crap that you're, like me, a bunch of weird stuff about me trying to do a female character voice. Hi. And then somebody has to listen to that after they hear my demo.
That's as good as his female is.
Oh, thank you.
It's
not what I want them to hear.
I'm not even kidding you, and I'm saying this dead seriously. His female voice is creepily good. It's seductive, it's sultry, but ultimately it sounds like one of those like call me now hotlines. It's dead on, and it's terrifying. Listen to it if you want to have nightmares, because then you think of him and you're like, that's no bueno.
Yeah, you see me behind you, catfish. All right, you keep going.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Last thing I'm gonna say again: trademarks. If you're gonna be using something in your business, where say like a tagline on your email or something on your website, trademark it. It's called trademarkia.com. So TRADEMARKIA.com. If you're in
I gotta
Canada,
get that from you.
if you're in the States, if you're in other countries, they can do it for you. It's native to America, I believe, and you can pay a little bit extra for other countries, but they'll take care of everything for you.
Damn.
It's so good, and do it. Because if you're going to start early, also make sure you have a cohesive brand. If you have questions about that, ask me, or ask us. We can comment on it later. But for the most part, I think that's the gist of the takeaway. Again, shout out to David Tyler. David Tyler, amazing gentleman, amazing voice.
All right.
And back to Chad.
Awesome. So the next one is there was a session with J. Michael Collins. If you guys don't know who J. Michael Collins is, he is pretty much the best online voice actor in the industry. He is the hardest hitter for pay-to-plays and for marketing. Did you see those? Did you guys see the elevators?
Yeah.
Did you guys go on the elevators? Did you see the inside doors?
Yeah.
J. Michael Collins, JMC Demos. That dude's a marketing genius. He's got the inside of all the elevator doors lined with JMC Demo. So when the doors close, you see JMC Demos.
I didn't see
all
that.
the reviews on the right side.
He must have done that today, because I didn't see that
Yeah,
yesterday.
it wasn't yesterday, but that was incredible. This dude is a master of marketing and online VO. So what happened was he was the moderator for this panel. This panel consisted of the heads of Voice Casting Hub, which is a new website that was made to be a competitor to VoiceBank. For a lot of you guys who don't know, in the bigger industry, there's a huge amount of discontent with Voices.com and their business practices of just downright stealing money that could be going to the talent.
This is an overall view. It doesn't necessarily mean this is our view, but this is just a generalization.
I probably should have asked Buford.
This is a generalization.
Well, Voices.com has got a lot of flack from the VO community with their with their practices and their acquisition of VoiceBank. And VoiceBank is a platform that basically isn't a pay-to-play or a free-to-use or anything. It's a site that's only for producers and agents to communicate these the projects that are going on in the voiceover industry. And Voice Casting Hub was made as a competitor to that. And there's a lot of good stuff there. Liz Atherton, one of the top agents in Seattle for the Atherton Group, she was there talking about her new platform, Cast of Voices. Voice 123 was there with Caesar, one of their one of their leads, and they had some awesome information on their changes for Voice 123 coming up. Armin Harstetter from Bidalgo was there. Awesome dude, awesome guy, great platform. Jeffrey Umberger of the Umberger Group, Umberger Agency. I'm not 100% sure.
It's not Umberger Brothers. It's
Well, he is a twin.
He is a twin, but the name.
I don't think his brother's in the group.
No,
Well, Jeffrey Umberger was there talking about the VO Agent Alliance and a bunch of other good stuff. And so the takeaways there were Voice Casting Hub is trying to do what VoiceBank did, but with the promise to not sell out. They made sure that the company was run as a trust. So the CEO and the president has a lot of rights, but he does not have the right to sell in any way without the approval of the other members of the boards of trust, or the board of trust, who are all very, very influential top-end voice actors and agents who would never allow it to be sold to anybody. And Liz Atherton was talking about her Cast Voices, which was going to be more open than more open platform than Voice Casting Hub. And Voices 123, they had this awesome new update to tell us nobody liked the SmartCast system. Nobody liked the system that they had going on, where basically by rejecting auditions and by doing other stuff, it would slowly learn what you did, and it would start to narrow down. And think of it this way: this is your opener, and then you reject one thing, and boom, it narrows down. And there's this like tree effect where it narrows down exactly what it thinks you wants, but it keeps going to the point where I had to quit Voices 123 because I was only getting about 2 auditions every week or every other week for me to audition for. It just, the well dried up, and I thought it was Voices. I thought it was Voices.com stealing like the whole market. And so Voices 123 was just running dry. Apparently, it was their SmartCast system. So now they've agreed to completely throw out the SmartCast system and go into a whole new working strategy where basically everything that fits your character type, which is like for me, male, young adult, or male, young adult, or teen, essentially, is what I usually go for.
I think you sound like an old fogey.
Well, thank you. I try to push. It's because my voice is going out. But it'll give you those auditions for that stuff too. It won't limit you, and it's got a new learning platform, which I asked. I had some curiosities. Are you sure this learning platform won't follow the suit of the SmartCast kind of idea? And they agreed it won't, and they also agreed that they wouldn't sell. And here's the funny thing: J. Michael Collins is far from a bullshitter. J. Michael Collins pulled out the big guns and straight up asked Voices 1, 2, 3. So you swear, you promise, can you tell us right here, right now, you will never sell out to voices.com or if they try to buy you out? And they had a pretty good answer. They couldn't say yes or no right off the bat, but they did say that the values they have are not in line with them, and they have enough control over the business right now to where it would never become an issue of them being forced to do so. But the other big issue was Voice 1, 2, 3 is an umbrella company under the same company that owns Voice Bunny. And Voice Bunny may look nice, but has a lot of flack on it because of the fact that...
Now, this was said in the panel?
Yeah. Voice Bunny doesn't have... Here's the thing. I'll say from my experience, too. I signed up with Voice Bunny. I got approved. They had this little thing that says, well, it's not easy to get approved with Voice Bunny. 1 in 4 get approved. And,
I think,
you gotta be
it's
super
less
pro.
than that, actually. I think it's like 1 in...
10 or something.
Yeah, 9.
I can't remember what it was, but I got approved with Voice Bunny. It wasn't hard, and I didn't get anything from them. And it was like once every other week something would get posted, but it was called like a flash or lightning, and you had to basically jump on it immediately and send something in.
Yeah, there was different
and
types of
they hired
castings
the
on them.
first person every time almost. The first 5 that auditioned for it got the job.
Yeah. I mean, that's also for people who are literally sitting in their booth the whole time as well.
Yeah, but I can't sit in my booth for a whole week straight waiting for this project. That's absolutely ridiculous. Maybe within a day, yeah, but voicebunny.com and the pay was just...
Well, anyways.
But Voices 1, 2, 3 does kind of say that, listen, we are owned by these guys, but we have our own leadership and our own constitution that we follow. Armin Harstetter from Bidalgo was talking about further expansion into the market. Basically, a pay-to-play, you are paying them basically to be your agent and your marketer. All the marketing that they do to get projects on their website is what you're paying for. And think of it this way. If it was an agent, that would be your commission. I booked my 3rd audition. I did 3 auditions for Bidalgo ever, and I booked the 3rd one because I knew exactly what I was going for. So I got, a few $100s, and I paid them, $20. Actually, it's $28 US. For their monthly subscription. So that's essentially an agency fee. And also, Armin Harstetter is vastly against somebody. And let's see, that's kind of looking like a lot of got out. The whole panel was about online VO, and it was very informative, and it was really good.
Cool.
I'm glad I went to that.
Excuse me, bad timing for a cough. Good, man. So do you guys, if you have any questions, by the way, shout them out, and we'll try and get to them as soon as we can. So that's it for Chad's panel right there. Now, I know we all attended separate panels, by the way, and we're all doing our own thing throughout the day, and then meeting up and cohesively kind of sharing our ideas and whatnot. So during that process, though, some of us had to, take some breaks or network or go to the conference room, which had a lot of good, I wouldn't say vendors, but a lot of good representation. There were some audio companies there. There were some networking groups there, website creators, a statistic company. There, learningally.org, which I spoke about earlier.
I talked to them.
They're amazing. I'd actually really suggest doing some volunteer work for them.
Yeah, I signed up.
Oh.
Yeah, so they're amazing to work with, and the book that I recently just worked on with them. Actually, I don't know if I can say that, so I'm not going to say that just because I don't want to get slapped with anything. But anyways, you can choose between a different section of length between like short, medium, or long, depending on what you want to undertake or how much time you have for it, how much time you can dedicate to it. Anyways, moving on. Did you have a panel which you attended after that, which you thought was
I'll just
good
I'll
notes?
just do a couple of points from this panel.
Yeah, for sure.
Hugh Edwards of Gravy for the Brain, CEO, talked about some really great points. Like,
Damn, Hugh Edwards.
one of them is you need to
Hugh Edwards.
yeah, you really need to keep up to date with what's happening in the VO community. What's big, what's trending. You really need to keep up with that because it changes so fast. It changes overnight sometimes. Like, what is trending? So really keep up to date with that. If it's video games, what types of games, what kind of voices they're looking for, different stuff like that. I mean, just things change overnight with the voice acting community.
Well, we had this conversation last night, funnily enough, while cartoons were running in the background. While we were just winding down in our room. The what was it? The animation scene changed from being more cartoony voices to more natural. In tone, opposed to to being a little bit more out there.
Well, you had awesome guys like Mel Blanc and stuff, and everybody else who was doing all those big voiceover. The huge versatility, doing like hundreds of voices, and it ended up turning into not so much as, "Hey, what's up, buddy? Yeah, how you doing?
There is still a market for that, though.
Absolutely. But it turned into a much more like, dude, come on, what are you thinking? I mean, honestly, I think with my effed up voice right now, I could probably get cast for something because it's unique and it's kind of authentic.
Oh my God.
That you killed Kenny.
That was pretty close to what you sound like.
He just seriously.
Yeah, that's what you sound like.
Just like an octave higher.
No, he just killed Kenny. I just killed my voice.
Oh my God.
I don't know.
You guys are jerks.
Another
I'm
big
leaving.
one
This
is
is my hotel room. You guys get out.
A lot of what Hugh Edwards was talking about was more on the director side, and another big one is make sure that your voice actors understand the script and the characters in it and what it's actually about. What's up?
That ties in a lot
Awesome.
to ties in a lot to animation video game work with direction and whatnot. So
you really need to make sure that your voice actors understand, and if they ask questions, reply. Like some directors that I've worked with, like, are slow to reply and whatnot, and it's just like reply to your voice actors. If you want them to get it right, then you need to give them proper direction.
And you're also speaking from a director's standpoint, right? So if there's deadlines, especially tight deadlines, if you're not available, right, and it's your project and you're the one casting it, make sure you're available for your talent, right? Make sure if they send you a question that you can answer that question, because what happens if you have like a week turnaround and all of a sudden, and I mean 7 days when I say week, I don't mean week as in WEAK, but if you have a 7-day turnaround and then all of a sudden you answer them 5 days in, they're not going to be able to produce their best work because they've been unsure for about 4 or 5 days, right?
Yeah. As a director, this is another one. As a director, don't be afraid to give feedback. I mean, give feedback to your voice actors, like, even if it's negative. I mean, don't be afraid to give... Negative feedback is still feedback, and negative feedback can help. I mean, if you think they're not doing it exactly right, give them feedback on it. It doesn't have to be, like, mean. That's what I'm saying. Professional, like, professional feedback, you know? Tell them how it is. Don't, walk them around.
Beat around the bush?
Don't beat around the bush, yeah. Like
I do that a lot.
Yeah, some directors will just give you a whole bunch of different things. Just tell them how it is, you know? Be blunt. You get to the point quicker, and it works, okay? This is here's another one. Consistency between sessions. If you're recording in your home studio, don't go like here's an example. We're in a hotel room right now, right?
Yeah.
Don't switch your recording area mid, like what is it called? Mid script. Don't switch your recording area.
Not even mid script. I mean, I there was another session that I touched base on. I hope
or
you
if
don't
you
mind
get the
saying that.
audition and then.
If you change your audio setting, because once you find the sweet spot, this was something that carries over from audiobook narration, which is long form. Once you find the setup that works for you, don't dismantle it. Don't take it apart unless you absolutely have to. Like, say you're traveling for gig or auditions.
Yeah.
If you fiddle with it and change it, all of a sudden you're gonna have audio that doesn't match. And that's huge because you need it to be consistent. The editors need it to be consistent. The people who are mastering your audio, if you're not doing it yourself, they need it to be consistent, which touches base.
Yeah.
Don't mess with your audio, especially mid-recording. That's nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. When I do audiobooks, I usually have a set, like, I'll be going through and I'll have a pattern where I'll be like, boom, 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 boom. You know, like 4 or 5 different for post process. That was my post processing effects. You know, all the mastering I'm doing and stuff like that. And if something is not different,
You're like voguing.
it'll make a big.
So
Yeah.
Let's see.
We gotta get through these. We gotta get back
Make
there.
sure
It's almost 8.
Yeah.
Man, it's
Yeah.
almost 8 over here. I didn't realize that.
Do a test recording before, all right? Do a test recording. If you're going to be standing doing, motions with your voice acting, expressing yourself as you're recording, make sure that your clothes aren't making noise, right? Clothes move. They make noise. Earrings, remove those. Jewelry, all that kind of stuff. Remove that. That makes noise, and that makes for a bad take.
If you have a cat, remove your cat.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't let your cat into your booth. Oh my god,
Yeah.
all that hair.
Be sure to take adequate breaks. All right, this is a big one.
Many breaks.
Right, if you feel fatigued, if you feel you're straining your voice during a take, you could just stop mid-take. Stop mid-take. Take a break. Okay, don't be afraid to take a break.
I have been to so many actual. What is it?
I'll let you finish.
I've been to so many actual in studio sessions recording with the director and somebody else in the booth that I've said, "Can I get some lemon tea?" And yeah, absolutely. Let's take a break. This is a good time for a break. They are so ready for that because they don't want to fucking push you.
Yeah.
They want you to give them what they need, and they know that if they can push you to get it done quicker, they'll do it. But if there's any chance that the quality that they're going to receive might be dipping, they will let you take a break. Absolutely. Do not ever worry about that if you're in a session.
Also, prime example. Otherwise, you sound like Chad right now. Take a break.
Yeah. I didn't take any breaks. I've been sitting there and talking. I've been shaking hands and talking to people and doing my little talk. Yell, "Hey, nice to meet you. How you doing?" I'm gonna get close and talk because I'm losing my voice.
Now, just quick powwow. We've already ran over. This is currently what's on the docket right now. And this is in CD. So, is this?
Well, those are going to be starting in 15 minutes, but they're going to be going for a while. These aren't specific. It's
8.
Yeah, don't look at this. This is East.
Yeah,
this is
that's
Pacific
wrong.
time.
So actually, I think we should maybe wrap up and take Q&As for the moment. We can touch base on all of this stuff for the next stream that we do, or in question format if you want to leave anything in the comments below. Right. I sold your phone actually to pay for parking because it was really expensive.
What is that?
I'm kidding. I didn't do that. That's very rude.
Oh, one last thing. Proper warm-up. Proper warm-up is very important, okay? If you don't warm up properly, you can strain or even injure your voice, all right, guys?
Oh, actually, okay. Speaking of which, Jess. Jess just asked a really fun question. Jay Fizzy. What's going on, Riri Star? Nice to see you. Shout out to you. Jess just asked if we can stand up to actually compare height.
Oh, God.
Now, here's the funny thing. I don't think the camera is set to height level because you're going to be looking at my mid-rift. But let's go ahead. So, the funniest thing is, and I know you guys are down here, the funniest thing is that it looks like I'm talking to your wang. Yeah. So he's the tallest of us all. And Chad's the smallest of us all.
I'm not that small.
You angled it at me, so
Here.
I guess we're walking over here.
No, here. We got right here. We're right here. You just...
No, you realize the camera's pointing in this direction, so you have to come this way.
Well, oh, damn it.
You don't understand.
I'll be in the
logic.
middle. I'll be in the middle of you guys.
Sure. So...
I'm actually one of the tallest people at this event until they show up.
Yeah. There was a guy that we met actually earlier, Tim. Just as tall as Drake, and I felt like...
I never felt this short before.
I felt like a very tall, small person, actually, I should say that. So...
I'm usually not the short guy in the room, but
Jess,
I guess...
are you pleased with that?
Am I
Yes,
a
I am now.
tall Canadian?
We already got a couple pictures of the height line.
Now, we are actually just starting to wrap up so we can head back to the convention, but for those of you that are in chat right now, is there any questions that you do have in mind? We'll give it a bit of a delay Anything we might have touched base on it at all, feel free to ask. We'll touch base on it. So Drake is the tallest, to answer that. And Chad is the smallest. In more ways than one.
Ah! Come on. Ask my wife. All right?
I'm
My
sorry.
wife will say differently.
I'm sorry, that's really...
Actually, she's mad at me.
Rude
She'll
of me.
probably say I'm tiny. Never mind.
So, we just had a Chadwich, by the way.
A Chadwich?
Yeah, Buford just... Shout out to Buford Taylor, by the way, the owner and creator of CastingCall.club. Fantastic coder, wonderful person to work with, and he's an amazing... I'm just going to say it. A boss. He's an amazing
He's an amazing boss.
Oh, hell yeah.
Best boss ever.
And he genuinely is funny. He says
And
he's a comedian, but
legitimately-
he's funny, yeah.
And legitimately, he has actually done VO in his past, and VO became his passion. That's why he made this site. And so it's great to see somebody who cares so much about the VO community to put so much effort into this, into this business, even when he was making, even when he was losing money, And that's one thing I really love about the guy.
Don't talk money.
I'm just saying it takes a lot of commitment when you're doing something for free and paying for it. And
He's very dedicated. Buford
Dedicated.
is the type of person who, and I'm not buttering him up. I'm genuinely saying that he's just a fantastic human being, and he cares about the community, which is why I think all three of us has come on board this project.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
this business, and
Definitely.
we're really happy to be a part of it. So thank you, Buford, from the bottom of our hearts. You're amazing.
And thank you for bringing us together. Honestly,
Yeah.
this year today, right here, is thanks to Buford Taylor.
Yeah.
Us coming together.
Yeah, Bro 5.
Bro
five.
5. Beard powers activate.
Beard powers activate. We're not combining them though. That'd be really weird.
With our powers combined.
I'm not touching beards with you guys. Sorry. Actually, I've got a lot of compliments on my beard and my glasses today.
Yeah,
so.
me
Yeah.
too. Like,
Yeah, and you know what? The funny thing is, actually, just touching base on Drake's height. This guy is about a foot taller than me. I think you just saw that. But he's so memorable. People keep coming up to... He doesn't have to network. People come up to him just because they want to say hi, because he looks
Yeah.
so...
I'm the Jolly Green Giant.
He's so statuesque. And he has such stature that people are just like, I remember him just because he's so tall.
Well, you can see me over everyone else, so.
You can't. And you know what? That's the funny thing. Whenever I'm shopping with, I guess TMI for my personal life, but I go shopping with my mom now and then for family groceries. And whenever she's in the mall, I can't find her, but she can find
My
me.
mom does the same thing, dude.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it's funny, right? Dude, my brother is almost as tall as me.
Almost?
He's
It's like
6'2".
my height?
6'3".
Jeremy
Yeah,
just
6'2",
said
6'3".
nerds.
Yeah. But he's only 16, so.
I'm not a nerd. I don't have
Actually,
glasses.
his birthday.
Hey, Jeremy.
Oh,
Good
Jeremy's
morning.
here.
This is early for
Oh,
you.
good morning, Jeremy.
Does that work for short people? I'm a midget. In terms of what? You guys are nerds? Yeah, midgets can be nerds. Wow, that sounds really like politically incorrect. Anybody can be a nerd. I'll say that. Doesn't matter your size.
Yeah.
So Jess, you can be a nerd.
So, are we gonna save the rest? Because
Wait, Canadians can be
look,
nerds?
this is the rest of the notes I got. Look at, hey, this is where I ended. Oh, that's not much.
I
Never
mean,
mind.
we really should
I got
be.
more notes, but we should be ending this soon and stuff.
Yeah,
and,
guys.
We'll keep talking for another, let's say 5 minutes.
Yeah,
I mean,
10.
I don't mind. There's a lot of nice interaction right now. We can wait a
Yeah.
couple more minutes for you guys.
You guys got any more questions?
So
Serious, Ray, you've been taking notes. We are.
you're awesome.
Oh
Ray.
my God, we're so
Oh,
happy
yeah,
for that.
dude.
We've spent the last like 8 hours
Taking notes.
yeah. And
Yeah.
I was on my phone using my little stylus, and I'm
I
just like,
killed my phone. My phone died from taking notes.
And who charged his phone?
Oh, dude, that guy, Daniel.
Dan Leonard was it, right?
What?
No, not Dan
Dan?
Leonard. Dan Casper.
Sorry, Dan Casper.
Oh,
he spoke
yeah.
to Dan Leonard later, which
Yeah,
Chad
I
did
spoke
an
to
interview
Dan
with.
Leonard too. Dan Leonard, dude,
Oh my
awesome
God.
guy.
Oh
Dan
my
Casper,
God.
awesome guy. Both the Dans. Dan, there's so many awesome
Oh.
Dans at this
So
convention.
I was speaking about learningally.org earlier, and I was talking about Michael Kinsley. Completely rude of me. Daniel Casper, fantastic member of learningally.org as well. If you want to
Yeah.
get into long form narration, short form narration, basically audiobooks, learningally.org. If you go to Michael Kinsley, just say Alex Brody. You found out about it through me. They're both fantastic individuals, and what they do, just to give a quick tidbit, because I think what they do is fantastic. They provide audio resources for those who need a specific learning curriculum, i.e. if they may have autism or if they may have dyslexia, so they can actually read through, or any other learning needs. if they read through, they can listen as well, and it's absolutely fantastic.
And I take pride in it.
And I take pride in it as well, as you should with your work in general, because again, you're not a voiceover talent, you're a VO entrepreneur, right?
Yeah.
Because it's a business. Ultimately, what we do is a business, and if you think of yourself as a business, you'll be far more successful. Remember, taxes, all this kind of stuff. You don't want to be hit by the IRS. That's a headache.
Yeah, I'm dealing with that too. A lot of self-employment, and when I got out of the Navy and transitioned into voiceover, and my wife was self-employed as well, so we took a huge hit last year with the IRS.
Yeah, you have to do your claims.
Which we bought a house this year, and we had a child, my beautiful daughter Emma.
Which he hasn't been away from for a single day since she's been born.
This is the first time I've been away from her for more than 24 hours, and I saw a kid. When I saw that kid,
that was so cute, man. You teared up just a little bit, and you couldn't take your eyes off. You're like, my daughter, I have to connect.
I love my wife.
How old is she?
Yeah, definitely.
There was this little girl. She was about a year and a half, and I was just
You love your wife and your family.
I love my wife and my family, and they're back in Seattle, and this is the longest I've been away from them for a long time.
Give them a shout out.
And I love you, Chelsea, Emma, Riley. I miss you guys.
Definitely.
Go to the washroom. Go clean up.
Oh,
You know, when I was talking to Dan Leonard,
it's the alcohol. It makes me emotional.
I asked him what really matters in voice acting.
Yep.
And he said, as long as you enjoy doing it and you do it the way you want to do it, that's what matters.
Who was that? Somebody posted a comment, and or it was one of the guys I met here. And the first thing I saw when I connected with them on Facebook was a message that they posted, and it was somebody had asked me, "What if I spend my entire life trying to become famous and never saw a single bit of my effort come to fruition?
Yep.
What will you think you got out of it?" And
I saw this quote, yeah.
And then they said, "If you haven't seen what I'm getting out of this already,
you can't explain it.
Then I can't explain it to you." Yeah.
And just to touch base on fame, you don't have to be famous to be successful. I mean, for instance, I do a lot of corporate commercial reads and training videos and e-learning videos. Those don't see the light of day. You don't necessarily get credit for those. You just build a wonderful rapport and a wonderful client base.
And a little bit of money.
I've done a lot.
A little bit of money.
I've done, well, not a lot, but I've done 4 now. 4 private demos. I keep forgetting what they're called. It's where you do a demo, but it's for the company to pitch.
Oh yeah, no, it's an internal.
But no one ever sees it.
It's like an internal industrial.
Investors. Yeah, and I've done those for games. I did one for an audio book, and I did one for a visual novel. And I don't mind doing that stuff. I mean, it pays, and you have your self pride. As long as you're happy with it, that's all that matters. Okay.
Yeah. Oh man, so we need to get back and get some of that karaoke fun going down, or a cigar bar. What is there? There's karaoke, cigar bar, and finger painting.
All right, guys.
So-
Finger painting.
As
You
far
gotta
as
love.
people-
You gotta love voice actors.
You know-
Finger painting is
Dude,
the evening
we should do finger
activity.
painting.
I mean, we can each hit one of the events, but I just as Drake is gonna say, take us away, Drake.
Guys, yeah, definitely. We talked about Dan Leonard. Go check out Chad's video. If you want something else to watch when you're done here, go check out Chad's interview with Dan Leonard. Awesome guy. He gave some great mic technique pointers and talked about some amazing stuff in that video. So go check it out. And
That's it then. Okay, so
don't forget to cast a wide net with CCC.
And don't forget to cast a wide net with CCC.
before you cut that, if you have any questions, Ray, you said you've been taking notes. You're a gem. If you have any questions, post them below. We're going to continue to try and wrap up and answer and summarize what we've been learning so far. And if there's anything that you may have missed or anything we might have want to... anything which we've gone over and you want us to touch base on again, feel free. That's what we're here for. We're having a blast, and we'd love to impart the same knowledge on you.
If you ever are wondering, I want to become a voice actor, or I want to go to a voiceover conference, or I want to learn more, I've been to a few voiceover conferences and voiceover convention things. VO Atlanta, holy cow, has kicked all those in the nuts.
Yeah.
VO Atlanta is 8 times as long, with so much more people, so much more depth.
And the people are amazing.
my entire day yesterday was a blur of networking.
Yeah.
And this morning we did that group photo, and I was like, who the hell are these people? I thought I met everyone.
I know, right?
There's about 600 to 700 people here.
I know.
And
From
they're all
varying-
working pros.
I've
If you
talked
come
like
to
at least
this,
100.
here's the thing. I guarantee you, if you come to VO Atlanta saying, I don't know, I just had some money and I decided to come to VO Atlanta. I want to be a voice actor. I've never done anything. These people would pounce on you and tell you everything you need to know. They would not be rude. They would not be mean. They would not in any way think negative of you. They would say, oh my God, this is the most amazing thing you could ever do in your life. This is what you need to know. This is what you need to do. Here's who you need to talk to. Go see this guy. Like, it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible.
If it's your dream, we'll help you make it come true.
And remember, again, last thing here, it's not the talent. Obviously, you have to be able to deliver the lines. You have to be able to have proper quality, but persistence as well as keeping that inner dialogue of positivity. 300 to 1,000 words go through your head a minute. If it's negative or if it's self-doubt, you're just going to be crippling yourself. You are your worst enemy, but you are also your biggest motivator.
And your best impression, so always be yourself.
You love that quote. All right, let's get out of here. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, everybody. This is a production of C3TV for CCC. I hope you guys all had fun. We're going to be bringing this to you again soon.